Nehmen Sie mich von hinten, so als würde Ihr Leben davon abhängen. Doch nicht so, sondern so. Zur Sicherheit und Schwimmfähigkeit.
Warten Sie, was?
Wir schwimmen zurück nach Rom.
I didn't make up this story. This is real. I was in the pharmacy in South Africa buying diapers. And at that moment, the phone rang, and it was Ben. And we just had met briefly a couple of times in a friend's house. And I really didn't know. I knew he called me for a project because my agent told me, but I didn't know for what. And I didn't know they were going to do the second part of Zoolander. And when he said the word, when he said the name Zoolander, I screamed because I'm one of those people that have seen the first one 5-6 times. So he sent me the script like a few hours later. I read it. Immediately I called back and said, this is an honor for me to be part of this film because of working with all of them. I admire them really very much, and also of being part of a film that has made me laugh so much over the years.
Strangely, I was wearing a diaper when I called you. Which I never told you that. No, I always had thought of Penelope for the role. From the very beginning, when Justin and I, we started talking about the movie, she was the only person really in mind. There was nobody else, right? Yeah.
Unwiderstehlich.
Alexandria!
Yeah, that was based on my first kiss in junior high. That's how bizarre and awkward it was. No, I don't even know if we discussed what the game plan was.
No, I mean, it was written into the script
Yeah.
that they have this like kind of tonguey kind of kiss.
Yeah.
And I intentionally didn't know what to say, so I intentionally didn't say anything. I think just like...
Love scenes are hard.
Yeah, those are, and we closed the set down.
At Will's request.
Yeah. But they just, honestly, Will and Kristen just sort of, they did it. They just went for it, and I was like just watching as an audience, enjoying.
Well, I did miss playing Hansel, and it was nice to come back to this character who, in so many ways, was ahead of his time with the extreme sports and the meditation and yoga and orgies. And
how much yoga did you do to prepare?
How much
for the
preparation in the orgies?
And for the orgies, yeah.
Yeah.
I know you've been prepping for the orgies, but the yoga, what have you been?
Flexible.
Quite a bit to do some of those, because I knew you were going to be asking for a lot in some of those poses, so luckily I live in Los Angeles where there's a big yoga scene.
And a big orgy scene. Yeah. It's a great place for both.
Ich bin nicht mehr angesagt. Ich bin müde geworden.
Du bist Derek Zoolander. Du hast einen chinesischen Wurfstern mit einem Blick gestoppt. Zeig mir diesen wunderschönen Blick.
Warte, nein!
Magnum, jetzt! Oh. Nimm das!
Oh.
Tequila!
Oh. Vielleicht versuchen wir es mit einem Handtuch. Oh.
When the two of them are together, because they know each other so well, and they've worked like, I don't know, 6-7 times together, you and Owen.
No, 38.
Oh, 38.
Yeah, something like that.
So it's hard because I was like the serious one of the group, the one that had to, let's go. We have a mission. This is very serious, and it was hard. We ruined a few takes, but they did too. It's really amazing to see how Ben can handle so much pressure because sometimes they were laughing, but at the end of the day, he had a very big crew, incredible amount of pressure. He was also co-writing the script and kept writing together every day. And he's in every single shot of the movie, and how capable he is to come in and out of fiction as a beautiful, easy dance that I think there is only a few people in the world that can do that and handle that amount of pressure. And everyone is exhausted at the end of the day, and you look at him and he has the same face he had at 8 in the morning.
Exhaustion.
You are from Mars.
Just as exhausted at the end of the day.
But it's the same face.
Boobies. What? What was the question?
You just said out loud. What? You just said.
Oh. I'm so embarrassed right now. This is the most embarrassing moment I've ever had at an international press conference. I want to apologize to everyone in Germany for saying boobies out loud. And I thought I was just thinking it, and I said it. And I thought they'd turn my mic off, but they haven't. You know, when you're making a movie, sometimes there's a pressure, and some scenes that you shoot that you think are going to be so funny aren't, and then other ones that you're like, this is going to be terrible, are the best scenes in the movie. So, boobies.
Wieso denn Justin Bieber? Oh, Fun! Wirklich? Du fragst mich, wieso ich Justin Bieber umbringe?
So Justin was in there from the beginning, and then over the years, as we didn't make the movie, and then almost made the movie, and then finally made the movie, his place in our culture is sort of,
went through the roof.
Yeah, it's been very interesting to see how, people react to him. So it had a whole different meaning to it, really, by, killing him off in the beginning of the movie. And so he was always in there, and it just ended up being something that sort of meshed with what was going on in the world now in terms of Justin wanting to have some fun with his own image, I think, and being willing to play around like that. And it was fun working with him. He was great. He came in, he was on time, he was serious, he was extremely good looking. He's a great dancer. He danced for us too, and actually have that in the movie too. He committed fully.
Wie kommen Sie zur Fashion-Polizei?
Ich war Bademodemodel.
Das tut mir sehr leid.
Ich habe es nie geschafft, in jede Welt zu kommen. Deswegen.
Ist ja eklig.
I was always really worried about the scene in the boat with the three of us. I was driving Ben crazy with that scene. I'm not sure because this and that, like from day one. And then he talked to me about it and made me see it in a very different way. And then it became one of my favorite things to play and to see. It really made me laugh when she finally gives them the news of her tragedy, how she couldn't make it into the world of high fashion, and it was only a swimsuit model, and the way they react, like if she lost a family member or something. So it's one of those things that you never know why you get stuck, and then if you have a great director, they make you see the light, they make you see in what direction to go, and it became one of my favorite ones to play.
Yeah, I mean, there was it just seemed like it took that long because I think, and I think it's good that it took this long because some of the jokes actually work better as far as how long they've been out of the industry and, how much time has passed and, the first draft of the script that Ben had already worked on with Stoller, went right at that subject matter, and I thought that was very smart. And I think it just took to get everyone's schedules together and have all the right elements come together.
It's a very collaborative effort, and on this movie, we had done it the first time, and we tried to put together the elements from the first movie on this movie, especially in the writing process. And Justin hadn't written on the first movie, but John Hamburg also wrote on the film, and Nick Stoller. We had this group that we sort of assembled.
Brain trust.
And then in terms of actually making the movie, it's you do it in stages, and luckily Derek Zoolander is, he's a pretty limited actor. So as a director, I can really, I try to push him as much as possible. But you're really just going to get so much blood out of that stone. So it actually is a very clear character. And so really the idea is to kind of go in, have a sense of what you want to do, and in the preparation period, try to make as many decisions as a director as possible so that when you get to the shooting part, you can just have fun, as much fun as possible with the actors, though, as a director, you're always thinking about the schedule and all that stuff. But I try not to let that affect working with the actors because you want the actors to have fun and to feel free to try things.
Jumpsuit was pretty embarrassing to wear for that scene, but some of the looks, you know, like the thing that we did when we came out in Paris for the Valentino, I remember when they first gave me the pajamas thinking, who would wear this stuff? And then cut to a couple months later and I was back at the, do you have any other colors? Because I had started wearing them. And it's really actually turned out to be an important part of my wardrobe. So, yeah, I think I came to laugh at some of the stuff, but then later integrated into my wardrobe.
I love fashion. I think all women do. I'm a fan of fashion. I don't have a lot of time to worry every day about it, you know, too much. I used to, you know, I was the kind of woman that was always in heels. Now, when you have two little kids, I just need the shoes where you can run fast. That's all I care about, and comfort. But of course, I'm a fan of fashion. You know, I have many friends that are part of that world, and I really have a lot of admiration and respect for what they do. And at the same time, the industry has that other side that is very easy to, not to make fun of, but is, you know, I'm happy that even the heavyweights of the fashion world are able to laugh at themselves at that side of it.
Yeah, we kept on having to change the story. When we first started thinking about a sequel back in 2005, Derek's son was like 3 years old, and then it was 2010. So, oh, he's like 10 years old, and it's like, we better do this before he's 40. So it really did, the amount of time did affect the story and what we were able to, you know, how we could look at the characters and what the, you know, them being 15 years almost out of fashion and 15 years older and all the things that would go along with that. I do appreciate how the people who really love the first movie, you know, it's great to have people who love the movie that much. And all I can say is the second one, we tried to make the movie for the fans of the first movie. And I think it was, you know, very hard. I didn't think we could recreate the first movie, so I kind of wanted to try to do something that was different, but also had, you know, the spirit of the first movie. And so I hope they like it, and, you know, let's see if they can watch it 50 times and then see how they feel about it.